Hold that transport, the latest community transmission for Star Wars Battlefront 2 has just arrived. Alright everyone, my name's Jack back here on Star Wars Galaxy. Today we're going to be talking about the latest Star Wars Battlefront 2 community transmission. This one's all about the vehicles of Geonosis. Just released moments ago, Ben Walk, the community manager for Battlefront 2, goes on to tell us a little bit about the vehicles that are appearing on the Geonosis maps in greater detail. Today I'm going to be diving into it, analysing it, and just discussing it a bit more with yourself, so stay tuned. So it starts off by going last week we talked about Geonosis and went into detail of what you could expect when the planet arrives later this month. Not many days now, who's looking forward to it? At the heart of the gameplay experience on Geonosis is the AT-TE, but that's not the only vehicle that will be available to use across the harsh, rocky terrain. I'm looking forward to these other vehicles by the way, so let's pay attention. So, vehicle details, AT-TE. The All-Terrain Tactical Enforcer, or the AT-TE as it's also known, is a heavily armoured vehicle used by the Grand Army of the Republic during the Clone Wars. Its 6 articulated legs, as the name suggests, the AT-TE is great at traversing all types of terrain. This makes their deployment on Geonosis incredibly useful as the arid rocky landscape may sometimes be too harsh for other vehicles. Unlike other vehicles, the AT-TE will not be available for battle points, instead they will be deployed dynamically across the planet. Now just on a separate note here, away from transmission, I'm really intrigued on how this is going to work in the game. This is the first time they're going to be testing something where it's dynamically dropped. I expect to see quite a few bugs behind this, and they're going to be quite funny as well. I imagine AT-TEs being dropped onto a battlefield isn't going to go as planned sometimes, so I'm looking forward to the funny side of things and that. But yeah, it's going to be quite cool. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. It goes on to say, if you're playing as a clone trooper, then the AT-TE will be key to victory as they are needed to capture the final objective. If you're a droid, you'll be doing everything you can to destroy them, or face certain defeat yourself. The AT-TE remains as one of the biggest off-rail vehicles we've ever built for Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we can't wait to see them marching across the Geonosian landscape. It also goes on to talk about the abilities such as its laser cannons. These are the 4 ball turrets at the front. It is the primary weapon of the AT-TE, and they will fire on an alternate pattern that will cause damage to anyone they hit. Next up, we've got the mass driver cannon. This is the large gun on the top. It transitions to a siege mode, allowing for the ion charge to be fired instantly. The ion charge is used to disable the hard cells so they can be damaged by other weapons, and does come with a long cooldown. So you kind of have to use it wisely. If you miss with this, it's going to cost you and your team quite a lot. There's also another ability called Tactical Support. This ability will provide support to nearby clones. Not only will it refresh your abilities, but also scan the nearby vicinity for droids. So essentially, as a clone trooper, you're going to want to play near the AT, not only to protect it, but also to take advantage of its abilities. Something quite cool to watch out for. Let's talk about the Ion Charge, which is ability. The AT-TE stops moving, changes pose, and transitions into the siege mode. This allows the mass driver cannon to use its specialty ammunition type, the Sonic Charge. The Sonic Charge will disable hard cells so they can be damaged by other weapons. So similar to the mass driver cannon now and how that works. The mobile spawn point is also counted as an ability. This will allow clone troopers to spawn onto the AT-TE as they will count as a HQ in the spawn menu. You will encounter AT-TEs across the battlefront, and they will also be deployed by LAATs, meaning your spawn options are always ever changing. And this is quite cool, as they say Geonosis is the biggest map they've designed, so therefore having these mobile spawn points is going to be quite cool. And I expect with the squad-based system and how that changed Battlefront, this is going to change it for the better. Now weakness, the AT-TE is very resistant against standard blaster fire, however droids will be able to get close and able to take advantage of a soft armour placing on the underside of the AT-TE, allowing them to do impactful damage. Clones will want to defeat any droids that are near the AT-TE as soon as possible. As I mentioned a minute ago, the clone troopers are going to need to want to play close to the AT-TE not only to defend it, but also to take advantage of those abilities, so it's something to keep in mind. Alright, so next up is vehicle details on the STAP. So, slim and lightweight, the single troop aerial platform originally seen in the Clone Wars movie, or STAP, is a perfect vehicle for battle droids. With good speed but great agility, a STAP will allow a battle droid to maneuver across a planet with great ease. It's essentially a speeder, it's quite cool, you've seen them in the Clone Wars quite a lot. Towards the latest stage of Clone Wars, they weren't used that often. And when I said originally seen, by the way, I meant the Clone Wars version, but I've just realised from looking at the picture, it is the one used in the Phantom Menace, so I guess we're seeing that one instead. But well, we originally saw the Phantom Menace, and it looks good. I'll post the image on screen now of a battle droid driving it. It looks really fun. So what they gain for agility, they lack in durability, and any droid piloting on want to evade fire as much as possible. So basically these things, you're going to one in, cause some damage, and run off really quickly. Kind of right. So abilities, light blaster cannons, this is your primary weapon. You've also got a motion scan, this will detect any nearby enemies within a close proximity to the STAP. The heat sink, when used, the primary will no longer overheat for a short duration of time, allowing for focused fire upon an enemy, similar to what your starfighters do. And we've also got the laser barrage, a rapid fire burst cannon that fires charges and unleashes high damage onto the target. Battle points, this will cost 150. Alright, let's talk about the BARC Speeder. Now this is one of the units I'm pretty excited for, as I love the Speeder. I originally played it with the original Battlefront 2, and I'm now excited this is coming to the modern Battlefront 2. So it's very similar to the STAP. Speed and mobility are very key for its Biker Advanced Recon Commando Speeder. Kind of a mouthful there, isn't it, really? So fast and aggressive, the BARC Speeders will provide clone troopers with a great means of transportation across the planet, but they suffer from lack of durability. Makes sense. There's a work in progress picture I'll chuck on screen now. Again, its abilities are exactly the same as the STAP. You've got the light blaster cannon, the motion scan, the heat sink, and the laser barrage. Battle points, it'll also cost 150. So there we go, that's it for community transmission. Ben ends it off by going, that's it for this transmission, but we will be back with more very soon. Next week, we'll be taking a deep dive into Obi-Wan Kenobi ahead of his release for the Battle of Geonosis update. We'll be touching on his abilities, appearances, and maybe a few other things too, so don't miss it. Well, there we go. That's it for this community transmission, talking about all the vehicles that are going to be used on Geonosis. I don't know about yourselves, but I'm super excited to see how well this map will play. It's got some awesome things planned, and I can't wait to jump into the game mode and play as an AT, zoom around as a speeder, and fly the STAPs as a battle droid. It's going to be really cool. Do you guys have any opinions on the vehicles being used in Geonosis? If so, let us know down below in the comment section. Once again, I've been Jack here on Star Wars Galaxy. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Goodbye.